Welcome to All Worlds, a TV show. On tonight's show, we would be reviewing top 5 of your favorite television shows and sitcoms. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome. I am Durga Parvati Ganesh and I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite TV show, Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Emma Swan. On her 28th birthday, she is dragged by a boy who claims to be her son to a town named Storybrooke in Maine. The catch? Everyone in Storybrooke is a fairy tale character who can't remember who they are and has been brought there by a curse that can only be broken by the daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming, who is none other than Emma herself. This fantasy drama series goes through all of our favorite Disney characters in the most unconventional way possible, dealing with real-life problems and fairy tale curses. It is a show about how the villainous can change and become good, how evil can be defeated, and how hope is not lost in the world. Our fate is in our hands, and to quote Emma's advice to Cinderella, people are going to tell you who you are your whole life. You just got to punch back and say, no, this is who I am. You want to change things? You're going to have to go out there and change them yourself, because there are no fairy godmothers in this world. Once Upon a Time is known for the humor element that is brought about by the sass of the evil Queen Regina and the confusion of Captain Hook when he is brought up across a cell phone or the internet, and way more that I could just go on and on about. One thing that doesn't disappoint is the cast, who are amazing actors who fit in those complex roles, and they're definitely easy on the eyes with gorgeous princesses and handsome villains. The character that takes the cake for amazing development, style and humor is Captain Hook, played by Colin O'Donoghue, who later becomes the love interest of Emma. Thankfully, there were no perms and waxed mustaches with this interpretation of the character. A gripping, funny and motivational show, Once Upon a Time is a must-watch for all those who believe and are searching for magic in their lives.
I'm not a psychopath, Anderson. I'm a high-functioning sociopath. Do your research. Yes, this was always said by Benedict Cumberbatch, the man who plays Sherlock Holmes in the TV show Sherlock. Okay, let's be honest with ourselves. The British do it better. For music, they've got the Beatles. For caffeine, they've got tea. For books, they've got Harry Potter. As for television, they've got Sherlock Holmes. Oh yes, I am Kavya Belani, here to speak to you about my favorite show, Sherlock Holmes. This show basically shows us a modern day Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson who investigate murders in London. Sherlock, the BBC mystery drama, takes a modern approach to the classic tales of Sir Doyle. Despite transposing the stories of Sherlock Holmes to the 21st century, BBC's adaptation loses none of the thrill and mystery which has drawn a variety of audiences over the decades. 13 episodes have been produced, with 3-part series airing from 2010 to 2017. Doyle's stories have been produced many times, but not even Robert Downey Jr. can match with the sheer intellect that Benedict Cumberbatch represents. A glimpse into Sherlock's mind represents his thought process as he analyzes his subject and their surroundings, telling the story of a person's life within a few minuscule details gone unnoticed by others. Sherlock Holmes is not like a real person. He has intriguing attributes: his cocaine addiction, his love of the violin, his pipe, his hat, and the other aspects of his costume. He allows us to enter the problem of criminal deduction, a fun puzzle with a pretend murder as its stake. 40 minutes is simply not enough time to tell a single tale of Sherlock Holmes. BBC's 90-minute program allows enough time to incorporate enough detail to create the mystery that is so essential to the series. While the stories may be familiar to many and the endings already known, Sherlock expertly crafts an anticipation that is enough to gather sweat on the palms of any viewer. Anyone interested in detective, hands down, this is the best show to watch.
Good morning, Riverdale High. This is your principal, Weatherby here. Confused? Well, hold on. I am Praveshika Kumar, here to give you a quick review on Riverdale. Riverdale, a show filled with plot twists, sardonic humor, and a lot of scandal. The name Riverdale is quite familiar to the fans of the popular comic book series Archie. In fact, guess what? The characters of the show are inspired from the same as well. But sorry comic book fans, the characters are nowhere close to the ones you read on the books. These characters have way more depth in them and have a lot of secret twists and change of personality The main plotline of season 1 revolves around solving the murder mystery of Jason Blossom's death. The entire season is narrated in a non-linear and hyperlink form of narration. Every character is somehow suspected to be involved in this crime. Every episode ends on a cliffhanger, allowing the audiences to come up with their own interpretation of what the next episode's going to be. And this kept them going for all the 13 episodes. But there was a complete shock in store waiting for them at the next episode. The finale episode gives you the big reveal of the murderer, but leaves you with a cringe with the next plot twist and a cliffhanger, making way for a beautiful season 2. The main characters of season 1 are Archie Andrews, Jughead Jones, Betty Cooper, Veronica Lodge, Cheryl Blossom, and a lot more of a cast ensemble. And these casts look so much like the books. Their character is way more deep, character driven and intense. They have a complete different personality perceived on screen than what you see on books. On this note, Riverdale stands out from a crime and a drama series and provides a beautiful, interesting and a brainstorming experience for the audiences, keeping them on hold and making them want to watch the next episode. So, to the audiences of Riverdale, season 1 ends on a high, but season 2 premieres on October 11th, 2017.
Hey guys, I'm Lakshmi and I'm here to talk to you about the TV series The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is a thrilling fantasy drama show adapted from Robert Kirkman's comic book series. There's plenty of action and gore, heartfelt moments, and incredible character development and storyline, and mind-blowing graphics that seamlessly mix with old-school prosthetics make up with the new world CGI. The storytellers who write the plot keep things just twisty enough so you never know what really happens, but not so twisty enough that you lose track on what's going on. The show starts off with a tense opening sequence where Sheriff Deputy Rick Grimes gets shot and falls into a coma. When awakened, he finds himself in a zombie apocalypse, not knowing what to do in the world of the dead. The Walking Dead is an interesting take on the lives of the survivors and what happens when rules, regulations that they have held on to disappears as a strange disease, virus, whatever it is, takes over, rising the dead and turning them into hungry, cannibalistic abominations. While the zombies are a threat, they are not the main focus of the show. The Walking Dead is more about the psychological aspect of how humans deal with the struggle to remain humans. The Walking Dead may depend more on suspense, desolate atmosphere, creative storytelling, and fine acting. The show takes a nightmare generally told in movies and opens it up to the medium of television. The show continues to find ways to make characters interestingly human as they dodge the death's slow and ruthless pursuit. All in all, it's an entertaining adventure, and seeing the survivor's mind decay faster than the dead around them is what you can expect if you're getting into it. What makes Walking Dead so much more than a horror show is that it plays with theatrical grandeur on a canvas that feels real, looks cinematic, and has an orchestrated score to match. For all its set pieces, however, it's most breathtaking in its small moments in which the pain and the glory of being human are conveyed with only the flick of a cinematic wrist.
Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm Vishwati Girish and I'm here to talk about my favorite TV show. Well, you've probably already guessed what it is. Friends is an American television sitcom created by David Crane and Marta Kaufman, which aired from 1994 to 2004, lasting 10 seasons. With an ensemble cast starring Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry and David Schwimmer, the show revolves around 6 friends in their 20s living in Manhattan. The show starts off with Rachel Green fleeing from her wedding and seeking out her childhood friend Monica Geller, a New York City chef. They become roommates, and Rachel joins Monica's social circle of single people in their mid-20s, struggling actor Joey Tribbiani, business professional Chandler Bing, masseuse and musician Phoebe Buffay, and always newly divorced paleontologist Ross Geller, Monica's older brother. To support herself, Rachel becomes a waitress at Central Perk, a Manhattan coffee house where the group often hangs out. When not there, The six are usually at Monica and Rachel's apartment across the street, or at Joey and Chandler's across the hall. Episodes typically depict the friends' comedic and romantic adventures and career issues, such as Joey auditioning for roles or Rachel seeking jobs in the fashion industry. The six characters each have many dates and serious relationships, and the most beautiful thing about this is that they are all very different kinds of people, and they still stick to each other and lend each other their shoulder to lean on during times of despair. Some of the very significant things are the clothes they wore, especially in the first season, which set the trend for 90s clothing. Others say that the theme song is what gives them goosebumps about the show. The theme song is I'll Be There For You by the Rembrandts. And I'll be surprised if you could show me a teen who doesn't know this song from the show. Another thing I really like about the show is that even though it is around 20 years old, it is still relevant to many situations that we face today with our family and friends. Like when we have annoying parents who simply put us down, or when we are in an extremely awkward situation. We always have friends who have a share in everything we go through and somehow get us through everything. The viewers relate to all of the characters in some way, as each character has their own funny moments that are unforgettable. Ask someone who their favorite character was on the show, and I guarantee they will go back and forth a couple of times. I can still watch the episodes and laugh as the situations are still relevant, with storylines like trying to find your calling in life, finding the right kind of love, falling in love with a friend, how living with a friend can tear you apart, and so on. These stories are still happening to a lot of us. And the best part, being able to hear a live audience laugh at the jokes on a natural cue is very cool. No one would have expected a rich girl, a chef, a paleontologist, an accountant, a masseuse, and an actor to be lifelong friends, yet they are. The show has quite a few unforgettable cameo appearances made by Brad Pitt, Denise Richards, Julia Roberts, Reese Witherspoon, and many others, who enormously contribute to the evergreen element of humor, which is what still makes you want to watch Friends with every meal you eat or after a very long day. It shows that life can be great even if things don't go as planned.
Well, that's the end of today's show. And with this, we end our reviews of television shows and sitcoms for now. Until next time, stay tuned, and this is us signing off from All the World's a TV Show.